Are you actually hearing everything your movies have to offer? Because if you're still running on basic TV speakers, the honest answer is no, not even close. Dolby Atmos changed everything about how sound moves through a room. It adds height, depth, and real movement. Rain falls from the ceiling. Aircraft pass right over your head. And right now, two brands are dominating the Atmos soundbar space: Samsung and Sonos. One builds systems that feel like compact home theaters. The other builds bars so well-tuned they almost feel alive. So which one actually deserves your money? Today, we go head-to-head across three price ranges and break down exactly where each brand wins. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, the choice is going to be a lot clearer than you think. Before we compare models, you need to understand how these two brands think about sound, because that difference shapes everything. Samsung approaches soundbars almost like compact home theater systems. Think higher channel counts, dedicated rear speakers, and a subwoofer right in the box. The idea is simple. Surround sound comes from physical speakers placed around the room. More speakers, more directions, more immersion. Sonos takes the opposite road. They go minimal. Instead of loading the room with hardware right away, they focus on driver tuning and advanced processing. The goal is to make one bar sound wider and deeper than it has any right to. You can always expand the system later, but out of the box, Sonos is doing more with less. So on paper, Samsung gives you the full setup immediately. Sonos gives you a refined starting point that grows with you. With that context locked in, let's talk about the flagships. If you want the absolute best from either brand, the conversation comes down to two models: the Samsung HW-Q990F and the Sonos Arc Ultra. Starting with Samsung, the Q990F runs an 11.1.4 channel configuration. 11 channels around ear level, one subwoofer channel, and 4 dedicated height channels for Atmos. The box includes the soundbar, a wireless subwoofer, and 2 rear speakers that each carry an upward-firing driver. So once everything is placed, sound is arriving from the front, the sides, behind you, and above you. Atmos content becomes genuinely cinematic. Aircraft pass overhead, rain spreads across the ceiling. It's the closest thing to a movie theater you can fit in a living room. Now switch to the Sonos Arc Ultra. Instead of filling the room with separate speakers, Sonos loads the bar itself with 14 internal drivers, tweeters, mid-woofers, and an internal woofer for bass. Through smart processing, the Arc Ultra produces what feels like a 9.1.4 spatial sound field. The sound spreads wider than the bar and fills the room convincingly. So here's the bottom line. Samsung creates immersion through physical speakers around you. Sonos creates immersion by carefully shaping the sound stage itself. Both are impressive. They just take very different routes to get there. Not everyone needs a flagship, so let's talk mid-range, and this is where things get really interesting. Samsung offers the HW-Q910D, a 9.1.2 channel setup with around 520 watts of output. It still ships with a subwoofer and rear speakers, so the surround experience stays convincing. On the Sonos side, you've got the Beam Gen 2. It's compact, clean, and supports Dolby Atmos through virtual processing rather than dedicated height speakers. In real use, the Beam handles dialogue beautifully. Voices stay crisp and well-balanced even during loud action scenes. The Q910D, though, has the advantage of sound arriving from behind you. That physical rear channel separation makes movies feel more cinematic. Trust me on this one. Once you've had sound behind you, it's hard to go back. So the choice here is straightforward. Samsung offers stronger physical surround. Sonos offers a cleaner, smaller setup that punches above its size. Now for the budget-friendly tier, and here the brands really show their priorities clearly. Samsung brings the HW-Q990F, a 5.1.2 channel system with around 360 watts and a wireless subwoofer included. Atmos support is still on the table, and rear speakers can be added later if you want to expand. Sonos answers with the Ray. It's a compact bar built for smaller rooms, focused on clear stereo sound rather than full Atmos effects. Dialogue is crisp, the balance feels natural, and it's a genuine upgrade over built-in TV speakers. But here's the real contrast. Samsung is still pushing cinematic features even at this price point. Sonos is keeping things simple and refined. You know, it's funny, at the entry level, this difference is the most honest version of each brand's entire philosophy. A few things worth calling out before we wrap up. On bass, Samsung usually ships with a dedicated subwoofer, so low frequencies hit hard right away. Explosions feel heavy, music has real weight. Sonos bars deliver decent bass on their own, but the deepest bass unlocks when you add the Sonos sub separately. On connectivity, Samsung soundbars often include multiple HDMI inputs and 4K 120Hz pass-through, which is a big deal if you're gaming. Sonos keeps it simpler with a single HDMI eARC connection. However, Sonos absolutely wins on multi-room audio. Every Sonos speaker in your home connects together, so music can follow you from the kitchen to the living room to the bedroom without skipping a beat. Samsung builds a better home theater. Sonos builds a better home audio ecosystem. Side by side, the difference is clear. Here's the deal. If you want a big, cinematic experience with physical surround sound right out of the box, Samsung is your answer. Higher channel counts, strong bass, rear speakers included, and gaming-friendly connectivity. It's a home theater in a box. If you want something cleaner, more refined, and designed to grow across your whole home, Sonos is the move. The tuning is exceptional, the design is minimal, and the multi-room experience is genuinely hard to beat. Both sound excellent, they just have very different ideas about what a great soundbar should be. So, which camp are you in? Are you a Samsung or a Sonos household? Drop your answer in the comments, I genuinely want to know. And if this video helped you make up your mind, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next comparison, because we've got some great ones coming.